10 million years ago, giant dogs ruled the earth. They weighed 300 pounds. Their jaws could crush bone like twigs. They were the kings of North America. And then, they vanished. What happened? Why did nature's ultimate dog disappear? And why can't it ever come back? This is the story of a war between two kinds of hunters, a war that lasted millions of years, and only one side survived. On one side, the dogs, fast, smart, built to run forever. On the other side, the cats, silent, deadly, built to kill in seconds. Today we think cats won because they're bigger, but that's only half the story. The real reason is much stranger. Why did evolution make cats into giants, but keep dogs small? Millions of years ago, North America was a buffet. Giant bison roamed the plains, massive camels grazed in herds, prehistoric horses thundered across grasslands. Everywhere you looked, there was meat. And the dogs? They were thriving. They hunted in packs. They chased prey for miles until it collapsed from exhaustion. It worked. It worked so well that some dogs started getting bigger. Meet the epicyon, the bone crusher. This thing had a skull like a lion and jaws that could crack open bones to get to the marrow inside. Nothing went to waste. Every kill fed the pack for days. These weren't the only giant dogs. There was an entire family of them, the Borophagini, the bone-crushing dogs. They came in all sizes, but the biggest ones were absolute units. They dominated the food chain. They had no natural enemies, no competition. For millions of years, life was good. And then, the cats arrived. They crossed the land bridge from Asia. At first, they were just another predator, just another mouth to feed. But the cats brought something new, a completely different way to hunt. They didn't chase, they hid. They crept close, silent as shadows, and when the moment was right, they exploded. One jump, one bite, game over. The saber-toothed cats were masters of this. They had fangs like daggers. They could take down a bison in seconds. Clean, efficient, deadly. The giant dogs watched this and thought, we can do that too. But they couldn't, because their bodies were built wrong. Here's the secret. Dogs are marathon runners. Their legs are stiff. Their claws are blunt. They're built to run in straight lines for hours. Their entire skeleton is designed for endurance. Cats? Cats are wrestlers. Their claws retract and stay sharp. Their shoulders rotate so they can grab and hold prey. They're built for one explosive moment of power. When the giant dogs got bigger, they got slower. They burned more calories. They needed more food. But here's the problem. The cats were stealing all the big prey. The cats could hunt the same giant bison and camels that the dogs relied on. But they did it faster. They did it cleaner. And they did it alone, which meant they didn't have to share. The dogs? They still needed their pack. They still needed to chase for miles. And now they were competing with predators that could finish the job in seconds. The math stopped working. A 300-pound dog running for hours burns thousands of calories. If it fails the hunt, it starves. And the cats were making them fail more and more often. One by one, the giant dogs disappeared, outcompeted, outplayed, extinct. The epicyon? Gone. The bone-crushing Borophagini? Gone. An entire branch of the dog family tree, wiped out. But here's the twist. Not all the dogs died. So what survived? The small dogs. The ones that stayed lean and fast. The ones that didn't try to fight the cats head to head. These dogs were smart. They didn't compete for the giant prey. They chased smaller animals, deer, rabbits, things the cats ignored. They stayed flexible. They stayed efficient. And when the Ice Age came and wiped out most of the giant prey animals, the small dogs were ready. They adapted. They survived. The wolf is still here because it knew when to stay small. The giants? They're gone forever. This is the brutal truth of evolution. Being the biggest doesn't mean you win. Being the strongest doesn't guarantee survival. The giant dogs had power. They had size. They had bone-crushing jaws. But they were locked into one strategy. And when the cats arrived with a better strategy, the giants had nowhere to go. The wolves survived because they were flexible. They could hunt big prey in a pack or small prey alone. They could live in forests or on plains. They could adapt. That's the real lesson. In nature, the survivor isn't the strongest. It's the one that can change. But none of this compares to what happened in the frozen north. A predator so powerful it has no natural enemies. A beast that weighs twice as much as the biggest wolf. A hunter that can smell prey from 20 miles away. But even this king is losing a war. Did you see what happened with the polar bear in the last video? Click here too.